Learning disabilities and achievement are not at odds.
From an early age, I was curious and bright, wanting to learn and understand all I could. My parents saw some differences in the way I made sense of the world, but also recognized my intellect and presumed I would continue to be bright and one day go on to college.
But from the start of formal education, I struggled more than anticipated. It felt as if my brain refused to make sense of information in the way that my peers did.
In early elementary school, I was diagnosed with dyslexia and ADHD. My parents were told by specialists to lower their expectations because I would always struggle academically.
They believed I would maybe pass high school, but college was out of the question, because in their minds, learning disabilities and achievement could not coexist.
At the time, things did not look good for me. I was below the 20th percentile in reading, memory, and attention. I would go on to struggle for years. But after numerous interventions, I slowly began to succeed, and by high school, I was a high-achieving AP student.
But while I had shown I could succeed, this idea that learning disabilities equaled inevitable failure was harming me in a new way.
People assumed my success meant I was no longer learning disabled and in need of support. I felt so much stress and dread each year leading up to my IEP meeting, wondering, is this the year I will lose my accommodations?
But this idea that learning disabilities and achievement are at odds comes from a misunderstanding of what dyslexia really is.
Dyslexia is beyond just difficulty reading. It is a neurological difference in the way my brain is wired and thus interprets information. Difficulty reading is just one symptom.
I can be fully dyslexic and fully successful at the same time, and my brain is not going to suddenly rewire into a non-dyslexic brain.
In order to achieve, I still have to put in extra work compared to my peers. My reading and spelling abilities are still years behind, and I still need accommodations in order to make education accessible.
Learning disabilities and achievement are not at odds.
Being dyslexic does not mean I was destined for failure, and I did not need to overcome my dyslexia in order to reach success. When learning disabled students like me are given the correct supports, we go on to achieve great things. We belong in all spaces, including academia. Today, as a 21-year-old PhD student, I am engaging in learning disability research and activism so that we can better understand and support learning disabled students.
Join me as we work together to ensure that all students are given the opportunity and resources to achieve.